Welcome everybody to Galacting Out, Session 4. We're starting off this one as the side door to the ship opens. And before our away team, extending out beyond the horizon, is this glorious, vast wilderness of purple and blue plants and flowers, animals chirping. The wind is clear. The air is clear of fog or smog or any smell you typically get from these settlements or even on a ship. And as the Starduster closes its hatch and lifts off, leaving Anemone, Nyx, Sarge, and Luke, the Warforged companion y'all have yet to really interact with, alone on this unsettled world. Carl, along with the captain and Cora, fly out into the atmosphere to scan it. Y'all have been assigned a short hiking trip on this planet, a 7-day trip to collect specimens and information, record any kind of life you find on it. To help you in this matter, you have been equipped with 1 large specimen cage, 10 small capture cubes, and I don't need to write this down, I am keeping track of all these counts, 5 medium capture cubes, 6 biohazard suits, 3 large tents, 3 bedrolls, cooking supplies, 6 canteens filled with water, 18 days of trail rations, an artifice echo gem, which is a stone that will glow when near any kind of artifice. Currently, y'all have not detected any on this planet, but should something be found, that usually means advanced civilization, which definitely changes the operations that y'all have on this planet. A rod of discerning, which will send out a small cloud of insects that will gather information on plant life or stone and return it to you by humming it. And a globe, or 3 globes, of invisibility. Once you crack the globe, creates an invisible barrier around the one who cracked it, 10 feet in either direction, and lasts for 1 hour. But as mentioned, the air is clean, the ship is left, the familiar hum of engines is gone, the wind blows across y'all's body. The world is yours to explore.
That cube thing, the ball that does the shield thing,
Yes.
I'm scared that they gave us that. Is this standard?
It is standard. Y'all have no clue what to expect on this planet. Y'all are the first ones to encounter it so far as any of the star charts have shown. So there's no telling what's down here. Some planets haven't even developed microbial life. This may just be a plant life world. But there could also be T-Rexes, or beholders, or
Anyone
zombies,
else think it's
or giant flying reptile creatures.
anyone else think it's weird that we came down here before we did full scans? I feel like that's a
Full scans were done. No artifice was detected, and no large civilizations were spotted.
okay.
What about
We're
biological
spotted.
signs?
There would be biological, but without actually landing, the ship's radars aren't enough to tell you what kind of life forms are on a planet unless there's some kind of civilization there, some kind of communications to read or discern. Without any creatures casting magic or sending messages, there's no messages to receive. So the information has to be gained on foot.
All of us came down to the planet, all 4 of us?
All except for Carl. Carl is running atmosphere runs with the captain, getting atmospheric readings from the ozone and the upper layers. I should mention, rather than a sun, this planet has 3 pyramid-shaped objects that float around it casting light.
There's no way those things are naturally forming.
Yeah, that's interesting. Maybe there's something below the surface. Maybe if that sounds like tech, right? Maybe.
It's not completely uncommon to see. Again, the laws of science don't function in Vault-Winner or Spelljammer, I should say. Out of game, you can have stars shaped like letters. You can have planets that are heated by boiling pools of lava below them. Nothing here has to follow those typical rules of spherical objects. So 3 pyramid-shaped objects giving off light and heat, not necessarily noteworthy. Unique, for sure, but doesn't necessarily mean they were man-made or not part of the universe's initial creation.
What do we see immediately around us in the area where we've landed?
Right now you're in dense underbrush. Go ahead and give me perception checks, the 3 of you.
Yeah.
I had.
Hey, Doc, do you see anything interesting out here?
Anemone. What you see before you is 2 to 3 inch tall purple fauna that looks a lot like flora that looks a lot like grass. Um, any other object you're seeing, any other tree-like or bush-like object has a ring of rocks or almost like coral growing at its base, and the plant itself seems to grow out of this. You're seeing all manner of roots and trees, all of them keeping this bluish to purplish color. You landed in a small glade just large enough for the Starduster to put down, unload y'all, and take off. You hear chirping and noises in the underbrush that do suggest life, but whatever life was there looks like it's gone into hiding since you've landed.
Okay, so are we
Well, honestly, this coral looks interesting. There are some bugs, but they're not necessarily active.
Uh-oh.
I think we're losing you, Alaina.
Like, yeah, you're frozen camera and you're breaking up.
There we go.
You're back. We got.
Excellent.
So go again. I think we got you now.
Yeah.
All right. Essentially, I was just saying that it looks like whatever fauna is here, flora is here, is growing out from these coral-looking rocks. Elsewhere, whatever indigenous fauna is here is not coming out due to our arrival.
I think it's going to eat my face.
Guess we should gather some samples.
I don't think
Over
it's
here,
going
folks.
to eat your face.
I don't
No.
know. Have you looked at it real hard? It might. It looks like a face eater.
It doesn't look large enough to be eating your face. Maybe other tiny
No.
faces.
No.
Just not yours. Yours.
No.
Yours
Just
is-
sit your
I don't
ass
trust it.
face.
I don't
Start
trust it.
collecting some samples of some of the coral.
Watching you. I do this to the plant. I'm watching you.
You're collecting some samples of the coral. Go ahead and give me an investigation, Sarge.
Nice. 6.
You scrape off some of the coral and collect it inside one of the specimen cubes. You don't notice anything real unique about it. One rock's another rock to you, and that's exactly what you're getting from this coral-like deposit.
I'm gonna take it to the dock. Yeah, anything? Maybe a closer look. Stuff. Maybe valuable or interesting for any reason.
Give me a
Anything
moment.
like it before?
I mean, can honestly say I have not seen anything like this before. I can take a closer look at it if you'd like. I can,
Yeah.
and
Check it out.
I guess I'll take the rock and
I wanted some of the plant sample as well. I think she froze.
take a look over it, see if anything looks interesting.
I'm going to take a look at the grass.
Go ahead and give me a investigation anemone on the coral, and give me an investigation Nyx on the checking out the grass. Carl, give me a perception check.
And then after I take a look over the rock, I guess I'll just set up a little circle with some candles.
We just got here and you can pray.
All right.
It's fair, I guess.
So again, you're Nyx.
Section?
You're just picking up the grass as grass. Looks like any other grass on any other planet out here. Just some kind of massively evasive weed that covers entire portions of the ground. Nothing unique about this one. Carl, you see a small object of some kind of piercing just beyond the horizon of the atmosphere as y'all lift up above the planet's gravitational pull.
Small
Keep an
object
eye out.
past the horizon.
Yeah, you weren't quite able to make it out.
That's probably not.
Oh, I think we lost Alaina.
She dropped off. I'm definitely keeping an eye out for danger, like as we're investigating.
Let me fix our cams until Alaina can return.
I re-invited her.
Oh, there we
There
go.
she is.
Okay.
You're back.
I'm back.
And now I've lost.
Welcome
Now
back.
I've lost Jade's camera.
No.
There for me.
Well, no,
Welcome to
I've got-
technical issues.
I've got her in
Acting out
Zoom,
style.
but not in not in a recording. Jesus.
Multiverse Prose.
Ah.
Tech issues.
Oh, there we go. Got her. All right. Simple enough. All right.
Just keep trying to move this lamp around so that my face isn't half in shadows. One of these days. There we go. That's
Now that
the
everyone's
best.
actually going into action here, let's go ahead and get an initiative rolls.
Right.
Nice, Carl.
I feel like "Damn it, Carl" needs to be a
Damn it,
catchphrase.
Carl.
Is this the thing we're doing? Damn it, Carl.
Damn it, Carl.
All right. So Nix was investigating the grass. I don't know if you heard me earlier, but you weren't able to discern it as anything other than grass,
Yes.
some kind of evasive weed.
Should've
Any
tasted
other
it.
any other actions you want to take this round?
I want to carefully attempt to taste it. Like, I'm going to carefully place it on my tongue and wait to see if it tingles. That's how you wait to see if something's poisonous. You kind of like nod it a little bit and wait. And I'm going to just see what happens. I'll give it some time.
All right. Give me a Constitution check. All right. You are not adversely affected by it, but you do taste a significant amount of saltiness from the grass.
I'm going to gather some up. This could be a good salt different thing. I like to spice the food different.
So
Could be
Good
poisonous,
mouth.
could be not poison.
Did
We'll
you just put
find out.
that in your mouth?
No.
Nix, what
I
have
carefully-
I told you about licking things?
Mm. You're not my dad.
Could be poisonous.
sorry.
You're going to chase me around and be like, spit it out, spit it out.
That dog,
dog.
thing, like just open your mouth, yeah.
And I'm like, no, no, no,
Get it out, get it out.
no, 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 no. It actually
Like-
doesn't taste good, but I'll fight it.
You're like a toddler. Come on. You don't eat stuff.
I'm like, fine. As soon as his back is turned, I lick a rock.
Doc,
What?
tell her not to eat stuff.
You get that same saltiness taste from the rock. But again, it doesn't
Great.
really adversely affect you. Sarge.
All right. I'm mainly keeping an eye out for danger at this point. I'm on high alert since we just landed. So I want to just see if I notice anything that looks
It
threatening.
is very salty. Just all of it. Salty,
Yeah.
salty, salty,
Great.
salty.
Hope it's not poisonous salt.
I
You
mean,
know,
we'll find out in 2 to 3 hours.
yeah, we'll find out. Yeah, I guess we will find out. We could
It'll be
find
fine.
out
It'll be fine.
scientifically without killing you, though.
I'm fine. I mean, like, it didn't taste anything weird. My tongue
Okay.
isn't numb. It'll be fine. Like, this
Yeah.
is how I used to do this stuff back home. It's great.
All right.
Sarge.
So yeah, I was gonna just look around and see if there's any danger in the area.
All right. Give me a investigation.
But, I mean,
And
can
a
I
perception.
perceive?
Yeah.
Can I perceive if there's danger?
Yeah, give me both.
perceiving at a 19. I don't know why I said disadvantage. It shouldn't. Let me go back to normal. And then I'm investigating, which ain't great for me.
All right. You don't see any signs of danger. So far as you're perceiving, though, you do see marking, scratchings on the side of some of these plants, as well as a print here and there that does suggest some sort of larger life, more than likely herd-based in the area. More than 2 or 3 different kinds of plant or of a fauna in the area.
So the prints, and it looks like they've been chewing on the plants.
Yeah, chewing or ripping up against the plants as animals do.
Can I investigate and look at the plants with that perception of 19 and see if it, based on the teeth, if they're omnivores or herbivores?
Unfortunately, that would be an investigation so far as what you can glean from that. So you're not really able to tell what kind of diet these creatures have based on their claw, on their chew marks.
We got some kind of animals around here that are pretty large. I've been eating these plants, and I don't know what else they eat. So at least we know there's something around.
Anemone.
Yes, I'd like to finish setting up my circle, and I will take the next 10 minutes and do a quick little, or I guess technically 11, do a quick little detect magic as a ritual. Actually, no, it would take 10 minutes because it's 1 action plus 10 minutes to cast a ritual. So I'll do that with my turn.
All right. So go to Carl then. You see this object disappear around the horizon.
Captain, did you see the object? Did you see the object?
No, I wasn't really paying attention. Was there? Did you see something?
There was an object.
What kind of
I
object?
didn't get a good look. You know, like an object that goes over the horizon. I don't think it was a moon, or it was a really fast moon.
Which way to go?
It went that way.
The captain hops down in Sarge's chair and takes the ship in the direction of the object. Give me a investigation check as you try to scan what you can of this object. Fantastic. You're definitely able to prove that there was something there, but almost as soon as you get to the location where you would see this object, there is nothing. As if it seemingly disappeared.
And so it's a disappearing object. Cool. That's probably not bad. Things disappear all the time.
Check with the away team, see if they saw something.
You guys see the disappearing object?
But I was licking rocks.
Carl, we're looking at the planet down here. We've seen some objects. What are you talking about? Something up there?
An object disappeared.
Up in the sky, we look up. Do I see anything in the sky?
Perception.
I don't know, Carl. Are you comfortable up there? You got your coat, you got your jacket. You good? Everything okay up there in the ship?
I think I'm getting space madness.
Space madness. Objects are okay. I hope not. I know it's rough to just chill in the ship all the time. Hope it's not a little cool for you.
You do.
It's probably nothing.
You do see a ways off, both Sarge and Nyx, a small pyre of smoke raising.
We're smoking down here, Carl.
That's
It's on
a
top.
thing.
It's on top of a small mountain off in the distance. You can imagine it would take 3 days to reach the source of this fire, or the source of the smoke, I should say.
I pinpointed to Carl. Carl, we got about 3 days, and I'll tell him which direction. So can y'all scan that area and see if there's any get any information?
You certainly can, Carl.
All right. And what would that be?
That would be investigation again.
Roll for scanning.
Nah, there's no smoke over there. That's probably just a mirage.
You're not picking up any readings at all from that area. Same as the rest of the planet.
It's a mirage.
I want to find the Miragi that has smoke.
Sounds
Let's-
like you
I
guys
mean-
have planet madness.
What else do we see anything else around of interest other than this smoking tire?
No, it's
A
just
Miragi.
an undeveloped world, newly discovered world that
It's a mirage.
you'll have to explore and access.
Well, what do you think, Doc? You got any idea, any suggestions, or we should just head for the smoking gun, literally, right there?
I'm still casting,
Yeah,
so I'm not even.
You've got 10 minutes of casting
Okay.
this.
All right. Well, no, she's not paying attention. All right, so I guess
We
we'll
gotta
go that
stay
way.
here until she
But
leaves. But
How about you don't? I'm just saying, suggestion. When we get there, how about you don't lick anything, unless it's food.
I promise, and I cross my fingers behind my back like a 10-year-old.
I don't believe you.
That's fair. That's fair. It's fine that you want to live an untrustworthy life with not believing people. It's
Yeah,
sad.
well, I know better at this point. I'm just trying to make you not die. That's
I
just-
mean, that's
Yeah.
real sweet of you. But I've been just fine all by myself my whole
Yeah.
life.
I saw you. We got you floating in space. You look great. Things
It's
were going
true.
really
I'm
well.
doing fine. I'm
Yeah,
doing
that was
fine.
good. That was definitely safe, and
I mean, I meant to be there. It was
I'm
100%
sure.
intentional part of the plan. There was a 12-step process, and that was step 8, which was
Dying.
get lost in
Dying
the
in
void.
space was part of the plan. We had to
Yeah.
resurrect, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I can't tell you step 10. It's a secret, but we'll get there. All right. I'm gonna pat him condescendingly on the top of the head, and I'm gonna kind of hippity hop away. I'm gonna prance away. And is there anything else other than there's the coral, there's the grass, is the dirt a weird color or anything consistency? Am I seeing salt crystals in with the dirt?
Give me an investigation at advantage since you're actually looking for something specific. And go ahead and tell me what Sarge is doing for the next 9 to 10 minutes. Same
fucked
from
that
you
up
as well,
good.
Carl. And then we'll skip
Like,
ahead to when
some of the-
an enemy finishes her.
I'm gonna collect any samples I find. I'm gonna get some of the grass. I'm gonna get some of the soil.
All right. So let's go ahead and we'll take a few more. Y'all are down to 5 small capture cubes. You used half of them to collect coral and local small plant life.
That's fair.
All right. And so far as your investigation goes, Nix, you do find small crystal deposits, but most of it seems very powdery. You are seeing it well down deep into the dirt.
With my 10 minutes, I'm just going to start digging like a Labrador. I don't even go for some tools. I'm just hands in there scooping.
All right. Let's see. Give
I'm
me
going to
a...
get my back legs in there too. So I'm scooting the dirt out with my back legs, and my front legs, I'm helping me dig in. It's a whole production. I've somehow managed to make it efficient, but it's still me digging like a dog. There are tools. I'm not using them.
All right. Give me an athletics check as Nix begins just kicking up and stomping dirt and digging down into it almost like a dog or some kind of canine creature. You do eventually start reaching below the top layer of dirt a root network for all these plants that are growing in the area. And you do sense from them an extreme amount of heat. The roots are would almost burn to the touch.
When I break a piece off, does it maintain heat?
Are you going to grab it? Because it would burn you to grab it barehanded. You can feel it's almost like the hot burner of an oven as your hand approaches it.
Wood burn.
Yeah, Nyx is dumb about heat stuff. She's going to reach out and touch it.
All right.
I have advantage because my heat resistance, so that's why she's dumb about this stuff.
Okay. So what are you actually trying to attempt? Other than grabbing this, you're going to take a small amount of fire damage, 1d6, just to kind of grip it and try and pull it loose.
Yeah, I first I want to touch it and see if it reacts to me touching it. And then if nothing happens, I do want to break off a piece of it as
Yeah,
like a sample
it
thing.
behaves like a normal root. As you break off a piece of it, you see a little bit of liquid pour from the root surfaces that you pulled away from it. Looks like that might be what's giving it the heat. Is the same amount of liquid you'd see come from a healthy plant, something that has a strong water flow to it. The part you've pulled, as the water drains from it, begins to cool in your hand.
When I sample grab, I'm gonna grab some of that liquid in with the plant. I'm like, does it have magma sap?
Magma wouldn't be the
investigate?
right word, but go ahead and do an investigation. Yes,
Magma sap.
magma sap sounds like a rejected Pokemon.
It does.
Ooh, 25.
Sap. Magma sap.
It's more akin to blood during a fever. This is definitely a natural kind of heat. It is hot enough to burn, but these plants have evolved to withstand this burn. It's something you can imagine is self-induced. With that investigation, you're able to bring back some little bits of possible botanical studies you've read in the past, and there are plants around the galaxy that do have this kind of purpose to them, where they superheat themselves to survive in certain climates.
Is the temperature around here normal? Like, because normally when plants superheat themselves, it's for an environmental reason.
That's fair, and with that investigation, no, the weather here is actually quite nice.
Here. That is some straight up weirdness of like the 5th level degree. Okay. I'm gonna come out of my small hole. I'm covered in dirt at this point. Or like have artistic smudges of it on myself in weird places. I'm gonna bring up the sample and I'm gonna share what I've learned about this kind of stuff, because this is some weird thing. Is the root maintaining heat?
Yeah, at this point, it's starting to warm down. You
Okay.
won't receive a burn from holding it anymore. I would also like to mention at this time, if you dug this hole and investigated this root, pulled it loose, an enemy has finished her discerning of any kind of magic, and you get a big negative. There's no magic outside of what you would sense in a living creature, such as these plants that somehow alchemically heat themselves up. So you don't sense any kind of non-malignant magic.
All right, well, good enough news. Nothing outside of just normal survival plant and animal life magically. So
It's good to know that after I ripped off a bit of the possibly could have been magic, really hot plant root.
Well, you could have waited, but it's fine. It's fine. There's no.
It's fine. It's fine. Like this burn is totally. It's not really a thing.
Puts it like stuff in her mouth, and she's waiting's not her thing.
Here's some of the hot plant root. Are the roots for the coral that's around here? Can I kind of hypotheticalize what the roots are for, or are they the grass?
When you got down to the root layer, it's definitely not for the grass. The grass is typical of what you'd see on another world that has this kind of growth on it. It's just in the top layer of soil. It's just a very easy growing kind of plant. The roots are more of a deeper system, and because of their coloration, differences in size, you can imagine they come from all the plants around y'all, as opposed to any particular plant.
Definitely take some of that.
It's very interesting. It looks like mushrooms. They've probably got like a joint root system. Mushrooms are terrifying.
Like a mycelial network is what you're trying. It's interesting.
Perhaps it's hard to tell. And it's weird because this stuff is hot and the environment here doesn't seem to call for it yet.
But there's smoke over there, and that stuff's hot. So maybe, you know what I'm saying?
Maybe. You never know. I just want to warn you guys. So if we get a sudden storm coming on, like watch for that. Or at nighttime, it might get really, really cold for no reason. So just warning.
Yeah, maybe that network leads to where the smoke is, since it's, maybe that's a volcano. I don't know. Let's check it out.
So, Carl, in that 10 minutes, What were you doing?
Scan the weird shaped things orbiting the planet. Scan one of them.
Oh, we lost Alaina again.
Alaina!
Oh, Alaina.
Go ahead and give me an investigation, Carl, or wait for Alaina to return.
Lost her.
Them technical issues.
Back.
It's rough today.
Yeah. They're getting us today. All right.
That picture is always so strange.
I know. She just looks so
It does
normal.
not look like Alaina.
So pure and innocent.
As you scan this cluster of floating golden radiant pyramid shaped objects that are sending the heat energy keeping this planet alive, you do get tons of readings. These things are definitely of some kind of magical class, probably as old as the planet itself here, but you are sensing a change within them, or at least the possibility or capacity for change. But it would take a little more investigation, possibly some kind of studying, to figure out what kind of change they're trying to induce or that they're going through. Right now, they just appear as magical constructs in flux.
Influx.
Flux! No flux given.
Give him the flux.
Soldering.
Sorry. So, back down to the away team as Coral plans his next step there.
Hey, Alaina.
We got no sound from you.
I'm not making sound. That's why there was no sound.
Okay.
I was just trying to apologize without actually.
I got you.
All good. So, I guess if we're done investigating this area, we're gonna head for the smoking horizon.
All right. So as y'all head off to the horizon, what I need to know at this point then is
Before we do that, though, can I ask? I want to end game. I want to RP a little bit here.
Yeah.
Hey, Anemone, anything from your goddess, any kind of indication of which way we should go? Have you talked to your person lately?
She's not the yellow pages. That's not really how it works.
But sometimes she kind of helps, and, gives at least an idea.
Are we going to ask for directions every time we pause at a fork
Yeah,
in the road?
I definitely think
I
that
don't think.
just
You don't have to
asking her,
ask.
I feel like sometimes asking her for things that aren't really life or death scenarios isn't going to
I
ingratiate
didn't say
myself
to
with
ask
her.
her. I asked you if because last time she showed you something and you told me later. So
Well,
she showed you
I
anything?
asked her to help because it was a life and death situation, and also people were pretending to be moon
So
gods.
that's a no. Is that a no? This is a big waste of time. She hasn't shown you anything to help right now.
I'm just saying, maybe don't
Oh,
just
okay.
ask if
Let's
gods
go.
randomly intervene, and that's not really
I
how
didn't
gods
tell you
work.
to do that.
It's not really
I
how
asked
gods
you
work.
If she showed you something, I didn't
You
ask
guys
you
should
to
just
ask
use
her
the
anything.
force.
What's the
Did I say
force?
ask your God?
Finn turns to Coral. What's the
You need to
force?
listen better sometimes, Doc.
Oh
All
my
right,
God,
let's head.
Finn's here. Shit.
I
I'm ignoring him.
it's just so ignorant to assume that just because you have a god that you worship, that means that they tell you things all the time. That's not how gods work. But let's move on.
Oh, some guy.
Hey, Finn, how's
Asking
your day
questions
going,
is
by the way?
ignorant.
And I walk towards the smoke. I just leave.
I
So
guess that's a no. That's like a 5-minute no.
It's like a solid
Help
no.
from the God. So we're on our own. Let's do this.
All right.
So how you find anything interesting, Finn? I forgot. you
No,
were here.
Finn's
I'm
on the
sorry.
Finn's on the ship. He was referring to Carl's mention of the force.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We have a Warforged with us, though, right?
Yes, you have Luke, who is basically a construct.
Luke.
has not been awakened, so
Oh,
he's
shit.
a
Okay.
he's a send here and do this kind of Warforged.
I got it. I thought he was a Warforged. No, he's just a construct. He's
Yeah.
carrying the stuff. Cool.
A pack
Does he have, like-
mule or a canary in a mine, really, since they
Does he
don't
have,
need
like-
oxygen and shit like that.
The biggest backpack on his back, like one of those solid person and a half size backpacks.
if we want to say that Luke is carrying all y'all's junk and that he's the official pack rat of the party, then yeah, let's just make him this broad-shouldered, thick arm, just mecha of a construct. It just looks straight and just walks behind y'all, slowly making large prints in the
He's like a
in the
gorilla.
sand. Yes, top heavy. All right.
I have saddlebags.
So what's
And I
the
have some
what's the
stuff in them.
plan here? Who's taking point, and what exactly are you looking for? Because you'll need 3 nights of camping locations, and this is untamed wilderness. There's no path to follow. There's no cleared areas for fires. Who's doing the survival checks?
I guess Nix
In
will
other
be
words.
scouting ahead, and I'll be helping, taking point on that. We'll have Doc behind me. So she can kind of, if she's stealthy, right? You can kind of
Yep.
check out, scout. So Nix, see what's coming ahead. Let me know if anything's we need to look out for, and we'll be a little bit behind you. So I guess we'll stay like 100 feet behind her and kind of go slowly.
All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna scout ahead for like a turn or a few minutes ahead. Are we gonna walk for a day first and then we stop somewhere? We're headed towards the smoke thing, I assume.
That's
Yeah,
a,
we scout.
Yeah.
And until we find a good spot to camp, then we got, looks like two nights. Should reach it the third day.
Okay. I'm just gonna head off in that direction, and I just kind of hop off and somehow fade into the shadows, despite visibly prancing.
But we would have a system where she would do marks of some sort
okay.
to let me know. I mean, we would have established that well before now, I'm sure. Should just have a signature, like little mark she'll put on a tree or on the ground or something.
I have like a paintbrush, and it does small glowing marks that are like check marks because I don't want to cut into anything.
Give me. You feel like you've done pretty well at hiding amongst this underbrush, Nix. You've learned it pretty well, despite the fact being completely alien terrain here. Give me a perception check. You don't need that high to see it. There are 3 deer-like creatures that seem to have spotted you as you're moving through the wilderness here. The only difference between a normal deer and these deer is, opposed to their antlers having this organic whirl to them, they almost jut out like lightning. One of the deer has a rather impressive set of antlers. The smaller deer next to him has no antlers at all. And then there's a third one that, rather than having antlers coming out the side, has an antler coming out the front, and another one behind that, and another one behind that, looking almost like a mohawk. They look at you, they stop, and then they bound, hop off amongst the trees.
While they pause, can I real slowly reach for my crystal and quickly take a picture of them?
Okay. So you get a picture of these elegant creatures as they almost disappear amongst the trees.
I somehow stick my face in the picture as well.
You do.
Like that's the second one. Like the first one is them, and then they're blurred running away, and it's me.
In the background of that picture, you see that one of the deer, particularly the one with the large antlers, his antler gets caught in the tree. And he has to shake for a little bit, move it around before he can head back off into the woods and disappear amongst the brush.
That sucks, dude. That's what you get for having a big hat. Just a cool hat.
Who is doing the survival check to actually find a camping spot? An enemy. Yeah, night 1, y'all don't find any real fantastic place. The best you can locate that would offer any kind of respite is a large tree that has some low-hanging branches with some leafy vegetation coming off of it. You may be able to hang the tent from those branches and get a rough night's sleep. Y'all can either push on Rick's exhaustion looking for another place, or you can rest here. This is comfortable enough to where you will not have exhaustion the following day. You will sleep well. Just
Can I help her find a spot since we're hanging back together?
Yeah. Yes, if y'all want to look further, you can. You are following Nick's notches in the trees, so you are still on Nick's trail.
So, I mean, if I want to, can she roll again if I'm like helping her look for a spot? Can I give her
Give her the help action so she can roll at
Yeah,
advantage?
roll your survival and see if you get high enough to offer aid. All right? So yeah, go ahead and roll at advantage an enemy.
Oh, that was me.
You got
The
a
second one was
23.
me.
Oh, that was your second one, was 23. Okay, that's fantastic. So y'all find a little better place. Again, same story. It's not going to be the best night of sleep, but enough to avoid any kind of exhaustion or hurt bones in the morning. The pyramids, Carl. You see the radiance on them begin to glow down. The pyramids themselves almost seem to take a more perfect pyramid shape as opposed to glowing pyramids against the starlit sky. And even on the ship, you begin to feel this cooling sensation as all the atmosphere around it loses the heat from these things. Planet side, the air has got, or the sky has gotten much darker. These pyramids don't necessarily disappear around the horizon. Instead, they fade down to a less bright color. It does get colder, but not arctically cold, not uncomfortably cold. Probably a smooth 70 degrees as they go out.
You guys seen this? Like they're turning off. Nix, look at it. Does it still hurt your eyes?
I mean, I look directly at the sun. Not so much anymore. Last time my eyes couldn't see very well afterwards. I had the spots. This time it doesn't really give me the spots.
That's interesting.
As that happens, give me a perception check, Carl.
Nope, that's persuasion. There we go.
All right. You feel like something's off, but you can't quite put your finger on it. Whether you're just distracted by watching these pyramids interact or the readings you're getting from them, you kind of get this feeling like you're being watched, but that's about it.
Interesting. It's like the pyramids have eyes.
All right.
Do they? That'd be weird. Look for an eye.
So are y'all the ground crew, are y'all going to try to unite at this camp spot towards the end of the night, or are you going to have Nix keep scouting forward?
Nix, I'll signal her to join us at the camp spot.
Despite following these markings, Nix does not find you guys. The markings are there.
I will blare this to Nyx to let her know our location.
All right. Let's see if she's on the 600 feet.
Nice.
Yeah.
So
All
after
right.
a while, yeah, when she doesn't come, that's a handy device you got there.
Nix, you're following these marks.
Nobody else can hear it except her.
Nix, you're following these marks, and you realize that they're on places you didn't put them. You definitely go to a point where you remember putting one on this rock, not on this tree, but it's on this tree, and the tree a little ways beyond that, the tree a little ways beyond this. You do hear this horn blow in a very clear direction that you would know is an enemy's way of, or enemy. Have you told them about this device before? So you just hear a horn blaring off to your right.
Okay, so I know at this point that my markings are wrong and it's a weird horn blast, and I have nothing else to go with. So I'm gonna stealthily go towards the horn blast, just because at least that's something.
That's fair enough.
We have radios. Can we do radio? I mean, is there any reason for us not to?
There would not be any smart stone towers on this planet, so unfortunately, this is one of the first environments you've run into where there's literally no tower, we could say.
Do that stealth.
That stealth is fucking amazing.
Nice stealth.
And give me your survival as well, Nix, as you try to follow the correct markings while following the last here. Alright. Little time passes after blowing the horn an enemy, and Nix has not quite returned yet. Or Nix has not returned yet, I should say.
I'll give it. I'll say I would have given it like half an hour before I blow it again.
Okay. Give me another survival and another stealth, Nix.
I'm gonna go start looking for.
So maybe you.
My God.
Maybe you start to get a little worried. You're following marks you know you didn't make. You're hearing this horn blast. You're lost on an alien world, no technology. So if you're stuck here, you're stuck here.
Oh no! I start to panic. I'm like, no, I can't.
But you do find the camp. Nix comes dashing out of some nearby heavy bushes.
I cry, like I burst into tears. I couldn't find you.
Are you okay? there's something after you.
The markings are all wrong now. There are markings where I did not put
Calm
them.
down.
I got
You all right?
lost.
Are you hurt?
I don't know what to do. I was really scared.
Are you
I
hurt?
got lost here.
All right,
Like,
love.
emotionally,
Love,
yes.
calm down. I know
I hug
saying that doesn't
Sarge.
help, but
Are you? Oh, okay. Are you
slowly
hurt?
and articulately,
There's like
Something
snot.
what did you
Okay.
see?
All right.
It was
It's on my
fine
head
when I
'cause it's
started,
smaller
but
than
then
me.
I tried to come back, and the markings were in places I didn't put markings, and everything kind of moved around. I think I don't know. It was,
All right. It's okay though. Then we won't split up again. We'll just stay
All right.
together.
not
That
so-
also means that something out there is aware that not only were we here, but what the
Yeah.
purpose of those markings were.
Or the trees are moving. I don't.
Well,
Can the
I
marks
felt
be
like
moved?
the marks. There were marks where I didn't put them, and the marks like I put them in like basically a line, but they were in a line anymore. And I
Can
don't
you
know
move
how
your
to do it,
mic
'cause
closer,
I can
Jade?
only, sorry.
Think.
Like, because I only put them in like a line and a few every once in a while, but there were like parts where there was like 5 markings.
Could they be moved though? Were they kind of like what were the marks made of?
It's this marker.
But you can't move a marker mark. So that's
No,
like
it means that somebody is replicating what she's doing,
yeah.
and someone is purposely trying to keep us separated, or trying to lead us astray.
Or it
This
could
is
be, like,
weird.
a confusion thing or an illusion thing. Now that I'm with them, I'm like calming down. I'm gonna go to a tree and I'm gonna put an infinity marker, like a symbol of infinity. And I'm gonna note where it is, take a picture of it, and I'm gonna wait and see what happens. And if infinity markers show up other places, if they don't, like, because if it shows up other places, that means they're just copying. If it doesn't, that means they could realize that this is me attempting something and not replicating it. There's a lot of things you can learn from something showing up somewhere else. I'm just gonna do that in one specific place, take a picture of it with my smartphone, my smart stone, and I'm gonna leave it for now. But
All right.
I'll come back to you later, tree, my nemesis. And I'm gonna go stay real close.
Sarge sees her
Stay
do that.
real
And
close.
he's like, okay, she's fine. She's being weird again, so it's normal. But we don't split up. Clearly, there's something intelligent. Maybe I don't know.
I mean, it could be a maze thing. It could be a natural confusion spell.
Yeah,
it could be
I
a
don't know.
lot of other things.
Doc, you
Maybe
got
she
any
made
idea? You
marks
seen
and
anything
she
like
got
this
high
before?
off the grass.
Have I?
I have not.
Have I, Chris? Can I think of if I've come across anything, a circumstance like this in my various adventuring and voyaging and
Give me
exploring?
give me an insight, because I think there's a particular event that may have happened to Sarge that this might remind him of. The only thing you can really remember is during the Eclipse Wars when you and Finn were doing a particularly in the brush reconnaissance mission. There was a time when y'all realized that the soldiers of the opposing army had left marks on trees to show which way they could go or what certain scouting routes they should take were, and y'all were using these to avoid running into them. But you realized shortly in that the marks were slightly off, so that their routes changed on a daily basis. It almost caught y'all off guard, but you were able to catch it at the last minute and kind of realize that each of these markings meant a different itinerary along with the route.
Okay. This might be a tactic. Might be somebody. We don't know. We don't know. Could be somebody out there messing with us. Could be natural.
So
Let's just stay together.
what order are we taking watches in tonight, folks?
I'll go first. I'm like hyped up because she came out, and that's like, to me, if she's upset, like he's adrenaline now. So Sarge is on watch. You go relax. You chill out, Nix. I got this. Just take a nap.
I'll take second watch.
All right.
I'll take last, I guess. Nyx is gonna go and she's gonna like do her best to like be stealthy, but basically try and cuddle and she's gonna be like slow idle up until she's like right at her side.
Anemone. Anemone is very motherly, I bet.
This is just like Professor.
I'm not scared. This is fine. This is fine. As a giant horse thing with a big horse butt, I'm not stealthy. I'm not stealthy about this, but I try.
All right. Sarge, give me a perception on your first watch, and Carl, give me another perception.
I'm gonna perceive so much this time.
Are you? Apparently not, bro.
Either of them.
Oh, Carl. God damn it, Carl.
Damn it, Carl. Damn it, Carl.
Just playing Pong with Captain.
Bet y'all are.
You guys are playing
Sipping-
Pong
sipping
up
Coke.
there.
Sipping cocoa. Fucking comfy as hell up in the ship. I love it.
He's a red shirt. He tries not to landfall because he knows that may be the end of him.
Yeah, that's a great character.
When red
Like,
shirts
almost
leave
got
the ship, they
scared
die.
Until they
I mean,
promote me,
he's-
and I don't have a red shirt anymore.
To be completely fair, he's the only genre savvy red shirt, so he knows what he is.
That's his special fourth wall knowledge. Is the
fourth-
day he put on
yeah,
a red
fourth
shirt, he was
wall.
like, "Oh God."
I gotta get promoted. I gotta get promoted, Captain. Whatever. I can't be red. If you send me on a planet, just give me another shirt.
All right.
Turns out secretly he didn't realize all of his shirts are red. He
Every
did this
last one
himself
of them.
accidentally.
They weren't. They were white. Then someone threw a sock in with them.
And you got stabbed.
I love that
would be
idea
a
so much.
pink shirt.
He can't avoid it. Anytime he buys a shirt, something just happens. It turns it red.
Gets put in the wash with someone's
Yeah.
blood-stained clothing that would like Nyx didn't give a fuck. She's like, this is covered in someone else's blood. It's fine.
He finally keeps one white. As soon as he gets to the planet, he gets stabbed and it turns red.
All right.
He has a blue shirt. It turns red in the wash somehow. Everyone else's laundry is fine.
It happens, man.
As you take watch, Sarge, you notice these deer creatures. Again, the same ones I described to Nyx earlier. I don't know if Nyx showed you all the pictures on her phone. I don't know if she mentioned
I
them.
forgot to, but
Okay.
we'll leave that as canon, as she didn't.
But yeah, you see these, again, looks like a family of deer, a buck, a doe, and possibly, but again, the horns lightning shaped.
I
They,
document it too with a picture.
they're approaching the camp slowly, smelling the air. It seems like they're moving toward a direction where Luke has sat down with y'all's bags of rations. And they begin inching their way towards the bag of rations.
So I want to go over there to the rations and grab one of the rations and open it up and just slowly move towards these and see if I can get them to approach me.
Give me a handle animal.
This is going to be wrangling a damn 6. I'm rolling like shit tonight.
Give me a perception check.
Yeah.
As you grab some rations out of the bag and you look up to feed them, they're already gone. Just like that.
That sucks.
Carl, suddenly there is a smart stone shoved in front of your face, and you see a picture of Nyx sneaking through some underbrush. He goes, they're pretty bad at it. They kind of suck.
Why is this in my face?
Because I thought you should see it, and you see some legs go up on the console next to you, and you can see what's sitting next to you is a teen girl, human bloodline. She's got hair going over one eye. She's wearing what is essentially the current rebellious clothing, torn leather armor, and she's just looking at herself or her smart stone, just going through pictures. They didn't even notice.
Captain, when did we get another girl? Did Sarge hit someone again?
Oh, he's asleep. I put him to sleep.
Did you get hit by Sarge and climb on the ship?
No, I'm not the camping type. So what can this ship do? Can we fly to another world?
It can, but I don't know how to fly it. I tried once, but I got yelled at.
I mean, it's
They told me not to touch those buttons anymore.
that's pretty primitive, right? I'm sure you can figure it out. And as she steps away, you notice that suddenly you're in the captain's chair, and now she's where you were. Just press some buttons.
Is this Q? Is Q fucking with us? Damn it.
Buttons? I mean, I'm not supposed to, but okay.
Carl. I have a feeling I need to check on Carl. Carl, you're not doing anything stupid.
Don't have to get on my seat. If Carl actually is going to start pressing random buttons as requested,
Damn it, Carl. Damn it. No.
give me a shit.
Yeah.
Give me a 20. Just roll a 20 for me. I don't quite know how this is gonna pan out.
Why would you do that, Carl? Come on.
All right.
Ooh.
Sarge is smart. Sarge would know enough to put certain locks on the system, especially ones only he should use. So he's got the ship relatively locked to where it can't leave orbit without his passphrase. So you can move the ship, but it won't go any further away from the planet once it looks as a force holding it to this particular orbit range. You suck at this. You really shouldn't be piloting.
Yeah, I told you. They told me not to press any of these buttons.
And they're primitive. Keep pressing them. We'll figure something. We'll get out of here. We'll go see the big tree. The urn. Let's go to the urn.
The urn? That sounds like a place where they put dead people.
It's where those semi-immortal ones live. The elves, I think. I've always wanted to see a large tree.
Well, I mean, you're here. How'd you get here? Why didn't you just go to the tree?
I just walked in. I can't go all over the place. I'm stuck here. It's a trip. It's a family gathering thing. So it's boring as hell, and we need to get away from it. And you have something that can get me away from it. At that, we'll go back down to y'all waking up the next morning. Now 2 days away from the smoke out in the distance.
All right. Let's get going.
Oh wait, actually, you still had a watch. I'm sorry, enemy.
Yes.
Your watch. Did you want to do anything on your watch?
Just keep an eye out, I guess.
And Nix's watch.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a perception for me, an enemy. Fantastic. Let's see.
Oh.
You too notice these deer. They seem to be staying a ways away from camp. But they're moving almost like they're not used to the terrain. They're being very careful moving around trees so their antlers don't hook with the low-hanging branches. Being real skittish and watching out. They don't seem to be too afraid of the camp itself, but definitely more worried about where they're moving and what they're moving around.
All right. Can I go to like the edge of the campsite? Does it look like the ground, or does it look like the terrain is changing at all?
No, the terrain is perfectly normal. Any notes you made of locations of plants or stones before you made camp and sat down for the night is all the same. Nothing's been changed aside from whatever y'all moved while setting the camp up.
All right. I guess in that case, I will just go back to my rock or whatever stump I'm sitting on, or the ground. And I guess I'll just kind of sit there and look up and try to see if I can find the moon. Just look up and just whisper a brief prayer for protection from dreams, and just continue my watch.
The rest of your watch goes down an event. Nyx, your watch takes over. Will you make a perception check?
Would what I just did as a sleep be constitute a long rest?
Yeah, because I'd imagine each one of y'all's watches had to be around 4 hours, right, to accommodate everyone getting 8 hours. So
Uh-huh.
yeah, if you slept while Sarge watched and then an enemy watched, it would have been a full rest.
I changed my psionic enhancement to telepathy within 30 feet.
Oh shit. Okay. You see these deer outside of camp, the same ones you saw before, notably moving around the camp carefully.
They come towards us, they're not scared.
Yeah, they don't seem to be scared. They're just watching the camp. You see them
And
kind of
Nick-
playfully jumping around, moving around the plants here and there. They'll disappear for a second, then come back, making just use of the woods around you.
I'm gonna attempt to make contact with them and be like, are you guys intelligent? Or are you just animals?
You don't get a response back.
Do they seem like they noticed it or anything?
Give me a perception. They noticed it, but they tried to pretend that they didn't. You see their heads jut for a second as they hear something, but then they go right back to behaving like normal deer.
So you can hear me.
She's using a way to
Oh.
die. She's cheating.
Hello. Hello.
Can't roll
Hello.
2 23s in a row like that.
Can if you have +6 on them. She can be like, aha, I see what you're doing. I take another picture of them and be like, have a good deery day.
Imagine
Just chilling around being deer.
after you take that picture, they bound off in the direction of the smoke. When you check that picture, you don't see deer. You see radiant humanoid life forms where the deer were standing.
Ah, fuck. Well, I got a story to tell for the guys. I'm gonna wait because they ran off and be like, I'm gonna radiant figures. Do they look like elementals or anything?
Insight. No, you can't really say from the look of them what they are necessarily. Just these silhouetted humanoid shapes just radiating with light.
Have I seen anything like that? Probably not, right? I can't really do a history on that.
No, not really. Well, actually, go ahead and do a history check. Yeah, I'm going to say you don't really pull anything from that.
Yeah. Shit's wild. I'm gonna let everyone else have the rest of their thing, but I'm gonna have a story for y'all later.
All right.
Cool.
Were there any other actions? Well, I guess y'all's watches are over. So
I'm gonna
I
finish
think
my
you're
watch
muted,
and just
Cory. The next morning,
let him sleep.
the pyramids blaze back into being bright. The weather heats up slightly. Again, you're reminded you're nowhere near a space station. A clean air wafts in, removing 3 days of rations from y'all for eating that morning.
I want to say when morning comes, they get woken up by me standing on a hill, breathing in real deep, and doing a shitty chicken impression.
To do the rooster crowing?
Like just a
do a
solid
performance.
cock-a-doodle-doodle.
It might not,
I
it
do
might
a
not be bad. It
cock-a-doodle.
might be solid.
We have them around here.
It's adequate. It's adequate.
Sound like the Lost Boys and Hook.
Rufio.
What happened? What?
She starts laughing at
going
her
on?
own
Wait.
jokes so much she kind of like falls off the rock a little bit.
Well, okay, at least.
All right. And I have to roll to see how many charges of my horn I get back.
3.
Okay.
And you only spent 1. Oh, no, you spent 2.
I only spent 2,
Put you back up to 4.
but I get it all back. Okay. Now let's pick my spells really fast. I'll just kind of sit in quiet contemplation while I figure out what I want to learn from the goddess today.
Got a
brief
good watch,
moment.
Nix? Anything happen on your watch, Nix? Everything good?
Something kind of cool happened. So when I was out walking before, I saw these deer, and one of them had a sick mohawk. It was
Nice.
the coolest shit. It was the
That's a
coolest
big
shit.
one.
Anyways, I tried talking to them and they pretended real hard like they couldn't understand me. And then I took a picture of them. They fucked off. And look at this picture. They're not deer. Them bitches are lying.
Whoa. What the hell?
I know because I talked to them like this and I talk in their head and they are not prepared for me to have telepathy.
Oh no. Doc said there wasn't any magic around here, so that's weird.
No, what I said was that at that moment in time there wasn't anything magical around us. That
But
is,
there's
Qualifiers.
the whole
it doesn't
planet
last for the whole planet.
No,
was
no.
Immediate around us.
pretty sure you said there's no magic in the solar system.
No, I'm 1,000,000% positive that I did not even imply
Are you
that
though?
at all.
I mean, you got shit moving like
You don't
symbols.
really pay attention to your surroundings much,
Symbols-
do you? Or when people
symbols are
speak at
moving.
all. You just hear what to hear.
If
I
symbols
really
can
don't
move,
care what anyone
but you
actually
never know.
says.
Well, I'm okay. I mean, that's fair sometimes. So apparently, we've got mystical.
Who do you have
beings.
money on? They're going to kill each other. Carl.
Doc,
Who do
seen
you have
anything,
money on?
Doc, seen anything like these
I think it'll be mutual.
glowing things?
Damn it. Okay,
Sure, I
got-
guess I will look at the picture and see if it looks any way at all familiar.
Have
I
I
got,
seen
I
anything?
got money
like
on
it?
an enemy. 'cause
Choose whether you
clerics
want
are hard
to use
put down.
insight or history.
I'm gonna check it out.
That is literally the lowest I can roll without rolling an out one. Are you kidding me?
Damn.
Again, I mean, there are plenty of life forms out there that claim to be, or maybe described as radiant. But so far as these humanoid ones you're looking at here directly, you can't think of anything in particular that you've known or heard about in reference to these beings.
Yeah, no,
I-
I've got nothing.
I look at the light and I have quiet regret that I didn't talk to them in Celestial. I'm just like, shit. Oh, wow.
Oh, shit, ignore that.
Oh, I was like, what the fuck?
I
Well,
was like, okay, so they were headed in the direction of the smoke. So I say we maintain. I'm going to stay only a little bit ahead of you guys and I'm going to maintain contact.
I'll stay where I can
hearing-
see you. Yeah, I need
Yeah.
to be able to see. We need to be able to see each other. But
Okay,
just-
so no stealthing ahead. I
Honestly,
will.
just no one go within 600 feet of me, because then I can always signal a way back. Nix, you've heard the sound. You know what it sounds like. Everyone
Yeah,
else,
yeah.
it's just a horn.
Well, I don't think her being able to find her way back is necessarily the whole problem here. There's
Like,
something
I
out
had a
there
hard time with that. Speaking
by
of which,
herself away from us, and before we can get to her, so she needs to stay
Yeah.
close.
I'm not
Maybe
real
y'all should just
comfortable.
hold a rope.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
I don't think it's that bad
suggestion,
yet.
Carl. Good suggestion, Carl. So just stay where I can see you, but you can still stealth. I'll just keep an eye on you. I mean, I guess.
Well, that kind of takes away the whole purpose of stealth. But
But I'll know where you are, but maybe other things won't. Like if I know, like I don't know.
I need you to stealth, but don't stealth.
I can
No,
see you.
stay where I can see you. Yes, that sounds very helpful. Helpful, Sarge. Very,
Okay,
very
well,
helpful.
and what's also helpful is let her just stealth ahead where I can't see her, and then she gets attacked and killed before we can
I'm
get
just
there.
not going to stealth. Like,
Also,
I'm gonna look at Sarge to be like, yeah, sure, I'll stealth ahead like that. And I look at an enemy,
about-
I'm like,
I would just stay where you can.
I'm just gonna
Right.
Yes.
stay.
I would
Nix,
suggest.
you stay within eyesight, Nix. Definitely should
Yeah.
stay
I would
within eyesight.
suggest that.
Cool.
Definitely stay within eyesight.
Did anything happen with my with my infinity symbol? Like, are there more infinity symbols
Unaltered.
unaltered? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
listen
so
to Doc
someone.
and just go ahead where we
I'm-
can't see you. Doc's very experienced with this kind of stuff, way more than me. She knows a lot better, I'm sure. You should just disappear ahead, and it sounds super.
No,
safe.
I told her to stay
Sounds
within
super
eyesight.
safe. Yeah,
I told
Oh,
her to
yeah.
stay within eyesight.
yeah.
Mom,
Totally
Dad, Mom, can you not fight in front of me?
No, listen.
Are we getting a divorce?
Good.
I don't want to get a divorce.
Listen, they just want you to know one thing. This is completely
do
your
whatever
fault.
you will, but hey,
No, Mom, Dad.
You're gonna
I,
prove
like,
a
start
point,
to have a
Doc.
psych-
Don't do
a
it by
psychotic
fucking
episode.
getting Nick's in trouble.
I'm gonna dramatically
Put yourself in
run
a-
off crying, but it's only like 2 feet, and I immediately stop. Are we going or what, guys? Come on, let's pitter patter. Let's get out of here.
I suggest you don't go too far, but
No,
you're gonna-
I'm not gonna.
All right.
I mean, I can run circles around you guys, but I'm not going to right now.
We don't know what's going on out there.
God, I go so fast. Have you seen me? I just kind of like bolt around this clearing. It's not as bad. It's not as fast as when I'm doing.
You got the
other thing.
zoomies? You got the zoomies?
I always have the centaur zoomies, but normally I have the psychic zoomies on top of it. But now I'm going speak in your head, not zoomies. So
Nice. Centaur zoomies. I bet that's adorable.
All right.
because normally I'm just gonna start talking in his head. Because normally I don't talk in people's head like this.
Carl, over the course of the night, the ship has gone through quite the transformation. Sarge has now been turned into a donkey and is walking around the ship, which has been turned into a beach-like hideaway, complete with a martini stand and alcohol dispensary. Decor has been turned into a cat. On Sarge's back is a plate with wine glasses. And that girl that appeared offers you one of the glasses and goes, well, if we can't get out of here, you might as well at least relax the way I like to relax. This is much better, isn't it? Air conditioning, nice breeze, not bugs or forest. And she offers you a drink. You should drink that. It's really good.
I mean, I think you already drugged me. So,
I'm far beyond the use of drugs, Carl. If I wanted to drug you, I could snap my fingers and you'd believe all this was real. Or I could turn you into a donkey, isn't that right, Finn?
I
You
mean,
mentioned any of this stuff?
He didn't.
to us?
He made his comments that morning and didn't mention a damn thing about the ship being turned into.
I mean, he just thinks he's having a psychotic break.
He actually thinks he has the space madness.
He thinks he has the space madness. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? I guess I'll drink it. I mean, what? It's coolant and I die a little bit. Sure.
Make a Constitution save.
Carl thought he was safe in the ship.
I had plans for that. You drink it and it goes down pretty well. It's a nice sweet alcoholic beverage. And you do feel the alcohol hit. No poison, no drugs or anything. You're just a little buzzed. She goes back down to sitting at the pilot chair and she's kind of working around on the controls, but she's not having any better luck than you are finding out Sarge's password.
Yeah, I don't know. I think if you try that too many times, it might lock up. Then he'll find out we were trying to get into it.
I'm going to whisper you what the password is, Chris.
All right. I like it.
Is the password "Don't touch this, Nix"?
Carl, is there anything you want to do before I hop back over to the away
That
team?
would make sense.
No, this is like happening while they were sleeping and on watch and stuff, right?
Yeah, well, this is the next morning throughout the course of the night.
Next morning?
Yeah, throughout the course of the night while you slept or kind of kept tabs on her, she did all this. Almost with like the flick of a wrist or the clap of a hand, she turned Sarge into a donkey, Decora into a cat, Lenora's a lava lamp, and then when you turn away from the cockpit of the ship, it just turns into like a beach scene. It defies the barriers of the ship even. There's just the cockpit and then beach.
When we're done, you're gonna like turn this all back, right? I mean, I don't want to get yelled at for this.
And we'll be done when we get to the urn, and then I might release you. But then again, it's fun, kind of fun having a donkey and a human.
Yeah.
Yeah, human.
Yeah. Okay, well, keep pressing those buttons and see if you can figure out how to get it to work.
I'll figure it out.
I gotta figure like 70% of the security features we have on the ship now are all Nix's fault.
Just references to Nyx. Did you whisper it to me in Zoom chat?
Yeah, I zoomed it to you.
Zoom.
Probably have to open up your other Zoom.
Oh. The main window.
Yeah. Not the one with the moving pictures.
All right. I like it.
We're in the movies.
Okay, so again, Carl, was there anything you wanted to do before I hop over to the away team?
No, just checking to see if they like sent any urgent requests or anything. But other than that, not really relaying any of the information that's happening because
If he really wants to try to figure out the password, he's heard me say it. I don't know if they knew it was a password. So I don't know if you want him to roll.
Is it something you would have told Carl?
I say it. It's something I say when we're like, if like you saw it, right? So I say it out loud,
Yeah.
like in front of everyone. But I don't know if he knows that's a password necessarily. So he might be able to figure it out.
he
You-
really does want to get in trouble for crashing the ship. So he's just not gonna.
I'm just saying that
Pull a
in
call.
reality, he might be able to figure it out.
make an intelligence check, Carl. It is indeed worth a shot. All right. Knowing what you know as Sarge, you do put together there's probably going to be something that he either says often, or a phrase that he likes to use, or a particular word he likes to use. But you're going through the dictionary of Sarge catchphrases, and aside from Nix don't touch that, Carl get a reading on that, and what the fuck is Finn doing, you're not really getting an idea of when it would be good for a password.
Yep, that he's of course tried password as well.
Password didn't work, and password capital with a 1 on the end didn't work either. Back down to the away team. Nix, Anemone, and Sarge, y'all have began going out for the next day. Y'all get to a bit where the pathway leads down into this canyon and then back up to the face of the mountain where you see this smoke. Give me perception checks.
Oh. Okay. Oh shit.
It giveth and it taketh away.
No.
Anemone. You notice that down the canyon a ways, you see the silhouettes of some stick-like creatures that seem to almost propel her up from one side of the canyon to the other and land safely on the other side of the canyon. With that perception, you can also guess if there was some way for y'all to cross the canyon in that manner, you'd be able to shave a day off your trip. You'd reach that campfire this day. Whereas ascending down the canyon and going up the other side would cost y'all another day.
All right. It does look like there's something over there. If you look, you see those stick figures. They seem to be crossing the canyon in a way that would essentially shave off a day of travel.
Sarge is looking the opposite direction. I don't know what you're talking about. I think we go that way.
I really don't. I think you should pay attention to the words coming out of my mouth instead of the words coming out of yours, and look over here. Come on.
Gotta go
And I'll just
over
like
Nix is like
I'll just, like,
bracing,
turn
looking to
his
see if she can
shoulders.
jump it.
Pretty sure.
Could
So down,
I?
right? We go down then up. and then-
No, we need to float across, go up and over.
All right, sounds sure. I wasn't really watching. That's yeah. Let's do the
I
thing.
don't fly unless it's,
I haven't tried flying in a while. Like I could give it a shot.
how are we gonna, do you got
I
a
start
plan?
bouncing, prepping for it.
Doc, can you get over there? What are we
How far is the how wide is the cabin or chasm?
The chasm itself it's more like a valley. So these things you're seeing in the distance, they seem to be hopping over, gliding over to the other side, do take some time to make that trip. But to jump from one side of this to the other is, I'm going to say, nearly impossible. I'm going to say impossible as far as the skills of the party.
We have like grappling hooks and stuff, right? So we have like rope. We could try
Yes.
to figure something out.
But yeah, no, could definitely try to figure something out. But aside from having some kind of launching mechanism, you'd have issues getting the grappling hook to the other side of this chasm. But don't put it beyond y'all to figure something out.
So I do have the bolt throwers. I don't know. I haven't really adapted them to shoot a grappling hook necessarily.
Can an enemy fly?
I can hover, not fly.
Like float?
Very
Can't you
different.
float up
Very-
the cliff?
It's very different. Flying and floating are very, very different aspects.
I mean, just float and have someone push you across.
Again,
Float
not really how it works. I would have to have some sort of handhold to make it across. So if we figure out how to get a rope all the way across, I can float my way across, but that doesn't really help anyone else try and cross this bridge.
Is there anything, Chris, that with my skills with the disarming shot, which is one of my
One of your grit talents is a gunslinger.
my trick shots.
Yeah.
It's a trick shot for a grit. Could I knock something down that's over on the other side to give us a better shot at attaching like a grappling hook?
No, the other side is just too far away.
How far is it?
It's far enough to where plants and brush are a blur of green, as opposed to being able to see any kind of detail.
So you said if we could find a way across, we could cut off a day. Is there like not a way to do it though? It's not feasible.
Not that y'all have come up with yet, no.
Well, didn't an enemy point to some guys who are floating or something? How are they floating?
They're little tree creatures that seem to be flying across, or stick figures.
Is it like a natural thing, or do they go and grab something from the bottom and it's letting them do the float thing?
We have anything in our supplies?
No.
I have a rope.
Any ideas, or we just need to trek on?
Well, why don't we go down and see what's up with those stick creatures, and if they can figure out where they're coming from, maybe we can figure out what's going on. Can do the same thing they're doing.
Well, let's do it.
All right. So y'all begin to move alongside this canyon in the way that an enemy saw these stick figures hopping over the canyon. As y'all reach there, again, you do see these almost palm tree shaped plants. They go up about 10 feet and they have these thick leaves at their top. They kind of weigh down. And just as y'all arrive, they shake as if startled and begin spinning. And as they spin, they lift into the air and glide across the canyon to what you can assume is escape you.
I want to ride a tree. Are they like, do they react to like noise or sound or proximity? Like, do I go near to one and it launches?
Let's give me a quick insight from the three of you, and then we'll take a 10-minute break.
Fuck, I have no idea.
Okay. Yeah, you weren't able to pick up anything, Nick, just seeing these trees lift up. Sarge and an enemy, you do notice that they reacted to y'all's sound, even though there's no real way for these plants to perceive anything by hearing or seeing. It may have been the vibration of y'all approaching that they sensed and sent them flying. And we will take a break there.